something I was really excited about working with you in Ghost Hounds is my favorite anything is always something that's such like a specific mix of different, I don't know if you use the word genre, but kind of, like genre inspiration culture to where it's like, I can tell you take a little bit of this and a little bit of that to where it's like by the end of it, it's its own thing. It's like hard to replicate, So I guess with something like Ghost Hounds and building it, was that intentional? Is it after the fact? Like, what was your approach when you're pulling all these different inspirations?
So I will say that Thomas is a person who actually he put up the bat signal and called us all in.
Cool. Yeah.
So so I joined the band back in 2024, right? And it was kind of a different, I want to say, pigment at the time. Like there was more blues rock, because they had a blues rock singer who he was the one that actually found me.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
And so he was just like, hey guys, this is the guy you need. And I think what I bring to the table is more of that soul element, right? But I've always I called myself alternative soul, right?
Cool.
Because I'm going to take, Sam Cooke was my favorite artist growing up, super old soul, right? But I might take Kryptonite and want to sing that.
Dope. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dope.
I used to open my shows with Wicked Games, you know what I mean? Because I just love exactly what you said, kind of like genre clashing. Because I don't think as artists at all that we ever want to be confined to any box, right? And so when I started doing finally doing label meetings and people being like, oh, we like you. I was like, cool. Like me, and they're like, yeah. I was like, but can you just make it a little bit more? And then so you feel like, damn, so you don't actually like me. You want a version of me that fits this, right? And so when I got to the band and realized that it could be country and it could be soul and it could be rock and it can be blues, it's roots music and it's storytelling at its best, and it's whatever tells that story the best. So I don't have to choose. So it was like imagine heaven, to be completely honest. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love what you just said, that it's roots music, like even all of these different genres, they all kind of come from the same space.
100%.
I guess in music, why, your opinion, why do you think a lot of other acts or artists, or when they're starting out, that they do feel so they have to confine into this box? What about it?
I think because that's what, first and foremost, I think that's what labels understand, right? And they want to be able to understand you easily. So it's just like, what does this person wear? What do they drink in the morning? You know what I'm saying? I know if you're a country artist, I know exactly what you're going to be doing, right? And where I can plug you. I think anything that is outside of the box, people are afraid of because they don't know how to label it, and I need to be able to label you. But artists in general, I feel like a lot of those people never want to be in that box. They just kind of have to conform because they think that's what people want from them.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, and you're so right. And I think especially from the label side, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're on a label and you have 15 different artists under you, you do kind of want to make it easy. You want to be like, hey, I know what to do. Okay, your country.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. I know exactly. All right, I have my country, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then from an artist POV, you kind of do feel the need to conform a little bit because you want the support, and you've invested so much and you want to make it work.
Yeah.
But I think something that's really beautiful happening in music right now is I feel like things have become so decentralized in terms of being an independent artist is more viable than ever because of the internet and the whatever. And in that process, what I always notice is they support a lot of what you're talking about to where it's you build around the artist instead of the artist having to fit in what's already built.
Absolutely.
So it's sitting with you and be like, all right, so what do you what do you listen to? Bro, you should do more of that. You know what I'm saying? Or this. Has that been your experience in Ghost Hounds?
100%. 100%. I know. So Thomas is our resident writer. He's also a guitarist in the band. And so he was just like, now that I understand you, I know how to write for your voice. And I know how to write for you to be able to communicate this story even better. And so it was cool working on this album that's about to drop. Super excited. G-plug. But with this album, it goes back to storytelling, but it felt like my voice was able to wrap around the music in a completely different way. And so I was able to personalize it.
Totally.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes any music to me soul. Cause it doesn't matter if it's folk. If I feel that, it's soul to me. Like, you get what I'm saying? If it's a rock song, that's soul to me. It just has to, like, if I get the goosies.
That's cool. So soul is more like a source than it is like a thing.
Exactly.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Exactly.
And it's amazing the kind of support you have with like Thomas in the band. What you said, you know, when he was like, "Okay, I understand, you know, whatever."
Yeah.
What did the process of that look like? Like him getting to understand you? Was it a lot of like seriously sitting down and like learning about your yeah? Tell me about what was like one of those first sessions sounding like?
It really was. So he called me over. It was me and Tyler, who's another guitarist in our band. And we just kind of sat down and vibed out and had this session. He's old school. So like he prints out the lyrics that he's written out, right? And then he's like, okay, try this. I don't like that word. Take it out. Try this one, right? And so like he's hearing how I'm saying things. And a lot of times he won't even necessarily give me the melody for the song. He'll just have Tyler play the riff. And so I can essentially find the melody within the riff, right? And so the song kind of dictates what it wants. Like, you know what I mean? And that's how we wrote a couple of the songs on the album. So Sinner's Prayer is like that. Something Wicked, because I wanted that to be super anthemic as soon as we got to the chorus. And he was like, okay, we'll go that route. And the same with Pale Horse. But I think that in general, the reason why he was able to get there is because over the last year and some change, doing these shows and me kind of like taking on the songs that came before me and making them my own, he was like, oh, that's how you do that. Okay. Because he just pays attention. It's good when you have bandmates who pay attention to you, and you guys are kind of like actors, I wouldn't say. Like, it's like improv. So I'm reacting to whatever you're giving me. And I think that's how we fill the gaps together.
It's really cool hearing how, like, I mean, not only open, but like they seem almost like eager for like what you can come in and give. What's that been like for you? Like coming in and like, you know, did you feel like you had to tiptoe around some of what was already built or the legacy, or like what did integrating into the band itself kind of look like in those first times?
Tiptoeing is a good word. I wouldn't say tiptoe. It's the fact that I saw an interview before, and somebody was talking about the fact that when I come into Tomorrow Magazine, you guys have these walls and you have everything like set up. Your house is in order, right? And then so I'm almost coming to you and saying, okay, so how can I help? What do you need from me, right? And it was really interesting because instead of me just saying, how can I help, or me saying, how can I help? They were just like, no, how can we help you? What do you want? What do you want us to do? And so it was really cool because I'm truly a student of the craft. And so like I tell them I study. So when I came in, it was really an audition the first time. And that story was insane. I'll tell you that and another thing. But basically, I come in and they were like, you know, if you learn like 4 songs, that'd be cool. I was like, I'm gonna learn 8. I was like, okay, that's okay. But if you learn 4, I was like, I'm learning 8.
Yeah, so cool.
I came in and I learned those 8 songs that we were able to perform, and it was kind of like when you meet someone. You ever been like met a friend and you just like you've never seen them before, right? And you're just like, this. I feel like I've known you for forever.
For sure, yeah.
That's how it felt coming into the band. So it wasn't as much quote unquote growing pains because we kind of just meshed. We just clicked.
Totally.
And I think when you come from a world that I came from, because I was working a 9 to 5 prior to this, it's like any experience I'm grateful for. Like if I'm tired, like being on a shoot till 2:30 in the morning and then coming at 9:30.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah.
But I get to do this. You know what I'm saying? And I think like just more gratitude begets more gratitude. And that's what really like kept us together.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Okay. So it was both sides. It was like a dance,
100%.
right? It's also your eagerness and your whatever.
Yeah.
And the thing that you said where you're like, hey, you kind of feel like you've known this person already for,
Yeah.
X amount of time. I have that. I have that with the magazine team right now too. So people don't realize it, but like the magazine, we're really only a core team of like 6 people.
Yeah.
And they're like our best friends. Like Harrison lives with me, right?
Wow.
Like she's my partner. That's my girlfriend. We travel the world together, right? And I think that feeling that you're talking about, to me, that happens when, even though you haven't met this person, they've been on the same mission as you.
100%.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, we haven't met, but like I can tell you've been doing the work that I've been doing.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, shit, like let's compare notes. Like, what is it about? Right?
Yeah.
Like I guess within Ghost Hounds, like, do you guys have a specific, I don't want to say mission statement like it isn't, but like, would you say you're all kind of driven by the same thing when you're making music?
I think I would say so, because like as I said, Thomas put out the bad signal and we all answered the call, right? And it's because I'll tell a story of my fiddle player, Kristen, who's one of my closest, well, they're all my closest friends, so there's that. I spend all the time, all my time with
totally,
them. Yeah. But so we had a moment where, so Kristen was also newer to the band, and because she's a fiddle player, and like most rock bands don't have a fiddle player with them, right? All the time, but she's like here, and so she was able to like put her spin on these blues songs, or like where there would typically be a guitar solo. That's what she's able to do. Then after that, I wrote this song called "You'll Never Find Me," right? And she was like, I really hear a strings version of this. So we got together, and she literally got an orchestra together and wrote the string section, or wrote all the music for our orchestra version. So she was like, this is a pinch me moment, because I am a classically trained violinist or fiddle player who is now writing music for my rock band.
Damn.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
So it's kind of like we all would be doing it anyway. You know what I'm saying? No matter how long it would have taken, no matter how hard it is, we're all like driven by the fact that we want to affect people in music the same way that we have been affected by music and healed by music and uplifted by music. You know what I mean?
I do.
So I think that's what really drives us.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful to hear. Like, I mean, for me, anything that drives me really deeply personally is something that feels like it's a service to the world
100%.
in a way.
Yes.
To where like I genuinely need to believe like, okay, I think good things happen on the other end of what I'm doing. As artists or musicians, like you felt that. You were like, I've had a thing heal for me or whatever. Or as you progress, like you said, that was like a bucket list moment. It sounds like holy shit, I get to do this thing. And being able to do that together is really beautiful.
100%.
I guess for you, what are some of your kind of like core memory, like, okay, holy shit, music, this is it. This is my thing,
I would say it's funny because when you were kind of like describing our like come to Jesus moment, right? Like it was when I was performing at like this dive bar in upstate New York called The Turning Point, and someone pulled me aside and they were just like, I don't really know if I believe in God, but like they have to exist because your voice is insane.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, whoa. And for me, that's the best compliment I've ever received, because just like, I didn't do anything to get this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for whatever gift I get. And the fact that it can reach someone or pierce through the hearts of people it's just a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do this.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I like art and like your version's music, right? I started as a painter, so that's actually kind of how I got into the creative world.
Of course.
But I've always described art as like, it is like a spiritual experience in a way, because it's this language that like words aren't enough, And in music, it's like it's the songwriting, but it's more than the sum of its parts. It's like it's how it sounds. It's like you said, soul. Literally, it's just like the feeling you put into the thing. And I think it's such a cool way, and something that will last forever. This kind of work of unlocking like what's on the other side of this, or how can I get more? How can I whatever? And I think it's really cool that you're in a band to where it's a community. Like you said, you spend so much time with each other. Like and you said 24, right? That's when you came on.
Yeah.
How's it since then? Like, Do you feel like it's transformed you? Like, are you thinking about things differently?
100%.
In what ways?
I would say that things feel within reach now. You know what I mean? There was something that you said that I want to go back to. It's how the arts are like an extension of how we feel, like when there is no more words for it.
Yeah.
I remember I'd say an acting coach, I guess, because I was doing this off-Broadway thing. And he basically said, when you sing these songs, you sing because of the fact that that's the only way that you can communicate the emotion, right? When you're dancing, every movement is intentional because it's the fact that, like, if you're being big, it's because this is the only way you can communicate that. And I was like, that's literally what music is for me, right? But there was the question that you asked was what?
Well, now that you've been in the band, I was asking how it's transformed me, and you described it as like, okay, things feel within reach now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the biggest story for that was like within 5 months of joining the band, I was opening for the Rolling Stones, you know?
Crazy
So
fucking
I was
feeling
just
of
like,
that.
insane. Like,
Totally.
insane.
Yeah.
Like, it was sound check. Sound check happened, and I was just like, and I could hear myself in a stadium, right? And I was like, I get to do this? Like, for real? And then the stadium filled up, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this for the rest of my life, 100%. Right? So those are some of my pinch me moments, or like being able to perform at the Grand Ole Opry, you know what I mean? Or being here, having an incredible photo shoot, you know what I mean? Like, these things feel like, oh, this is my life now.
Yeah.
And it's settling into that. I think sometimes when you come from a world of grinding and hustle, you don't necessarily remember to take in these moments in the moment. So I've been trying to be where my feet are as much as possible. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That really resonates. I think I'm like in my version of that too. You know, I bet you've experienced similar. It's like you just spend so long, you know, in survival mode.
Yeah.
And also, you know, they're trying to break through. You just have a lot to prove.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
100%.
And you always will, but
Yeah.
like the moments like what you're saying to where it's like, okay, like fucking be here for it. You know what I mean? I mean, now that you have these and you're kind of like settling in, how do you feel like that's changing how you move, how you write, or is it the same? Like, how is that impacting even the work?
I think that's a great question. I think it's more honest, because I think before we were coming from a place of like, oh, maybe this is gonna be the thing to break me. This is gonna maybe this is the song. Maybe this is the cover, right? And now everything that I do, it's from a place of, is this the best way that I could say this? Like, am I being real when I say that? You know what I mean? When I listen back to a recording, everybody else could be like, this sounds great stuff. And I'm just like, SAVNT.
Cool.
They'll be like, this sounds great. And I'd be like, no, I don't believe myself yet. I don't believe that hurt that much. Or I don't believe that I'm that happy yet. You know what I'm saying? So it comes now from instead of just urgency, it comes from a place of authenticity, I think.
It's really beautiful. I love hearing you talk about it. I've heard this. This is, to me, a through line with like artists across the genres, and really anybody that's kind of like, okay, they're actualizing their like life. Like this is an authentic, true life.
Yeah.
And it's this process of you have this internal compass.
Yeah.
And in the early years, it's like shaky, you know, you don't really like north turns into south and west. And it's usually outside noise that does that.
100%.
It's usually other people that are kind of like
Yeah.
putting you aside, or like an insecurity in a way. And then I noticed this compass gets like stronger as you kind of actualize, you know, you meet this like coherence or this harmony. And then it's just like dead set. Like you can see it in like the noisiest of storms, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, I had this one time because I wanted to move, right? And mind you, I love Denver. Like, I love where I'm at. But I was like, oh, do I need to be by the ocean? Do I need to do something else? I just feel like, again, I had like this kind of like racehorse energy. Shout out the year of the fire horse. So I had
Totally,
that,
yeah.
right? And something all the message that kept coming into me was just like, be still, be still. You know what I mean? Because I'm so used to feeling like I have to earn my rest, right? And I was just like, if I just, what would happen if I just don't fight God right now? You know what I'm saying? What if I just said, okay, I'm gonna chill out. And when I tell you, there's so many doors that opened from just being still. You know what I mean? That it felt right. So I'm learning, as you said, for that compass. That's the reason why you can trust your compass as you get older, right? Because as you said, it's so much noise coming in from the outside that you don't know what your actual voice is, right? But the more and more you're able to give yourself unshakable facts, that if I just listen to what's being given to me, like the download that actually feels good in my soul, when those things work out, you're just like, okay, maybe I should listen to myself more. Maybe I was right about that. Maybe this discernment thing actually does check out. You know? You just have to prove it to yourself over time, I believe.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Dude, this is a really cool talk.
Yeah.
You know, I literally I had this weird, I don't know, moment where I'm kind of like self-parenting myself. And, you know, there's like a lot to do with the magazine, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I realized I spent so much of my life just trying to figure out like the right thing to say, the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And then I realized that was kind of the wrong way of thinking, because I noticed I always knew like the right thing already. So it was less about action and like what you're saying. It's like, it's just like, just listen, like it's right there. Like it's in arm's reach a lot of the time. Like you have the right answer. So hearing you say that, where it's like, hey, just like be still. You know what I mean? I think that, I don't know, that's hitting in a way that's really cool right now.
I'm happy.
Dude, what a cool moment for you. Holy shit. Yeah, it must feel so
man.
good. I mean, like opening for the Rolling Stones, all of these like cool moments in this kind of like you said, things are within reach, right? You're in this like dream fulfillment mode. Now that it's feeling possible, like what are the next things that you're looking forward to with the band and the album? Like what are those, like, okay, this is my direction, these are next for me?
Yeah. I would say what I would really love is for, I'm going to say it. So Seal is one of my favorite artists, right? And because the reason why Seal was one of my favorites is because when I saw like his album cover, like the iconic one, the Seal, like
Yes.
as a young kid growing up, as a teenager, I was like, oh, I can do this. I can be like him. And then that's also when Kiss from a Rose was on every single radio station. And this is what I mean about being non-genre specific. Like, who doesn't love Sade? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Totally.
Like, and so I want for Ghost Hounds to be able to not just cross genres, because I feel like we've been doing that, but to break into that, almost like that pop zeitgeist.
Yes.
Where we don't have to conform. People just come to us because they want this. Like maybe you turn this on in the gym, or maybe this is just your vibe when you're driving, whatever it is. I just want to be able to reach the people. That's really it. Whoever is answering that bat signal, I want to know who they are.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you're calling to them, you know? Like what you said, like they're attracting, right? We touched on it earlier, but there's like, some things have this kind of inevitability. You know, and it seems like you're one of them. I haven't met your band, but like just hearing how they work and interact with you, like to me, those are things that are inevitable. 100%. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
Just a matter of time.
Thank you, man.
Well, it's already happened for you, man. But any closing thoughts, like while we're here, or any even just like, I don't know, advice or message to the viewers, right? Like,
there was a quote that I posted recently, I believe it's from Rumi, that said, tear the mask off, your face is glorious. Or gorgeous, one of those. And I think that would be my closing remark. I think that as people, we've learned to over-edit ourselves, exactly what you were talking about. And so you end up performing truth, as I said, instead of just living it. And I think that in today's times, I would love to see people tear off the mask and be comfortable with who they are fully.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm looking that quote up because that's a good one.
Hell yeah.
Glorious is good.
Rumi is dope.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for your time. Out.
Woo.